Well, greetings gamers. This is Dr. Ayleen, the Gaming Doc, and I'm back. The internet is back and so am I. And it feels really good to be reconnected again. And JJ the Bunny! Oh, I missed you, JJ. I really did. You know, it's really weird when you grew up without the internet and you go, oh, the internet's off. Well, then obviously I know lots of things I can do. And I'm like, I'm literally dying. Oh my God. And for me to, you know, just say, it's like, okay, well, you know, and I decided that I was going to try an experiment. And it's like, okay, the first day it was out and they said it would be back in the afternoon, and then they lied to me. And so it's like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to have a little nostalgia moment. I am going to say, you know, that I am going to do the stuff I used to do. And, you know, and I thought about, you know, things that I did when I was a kid and stuff we did. There we go. Got a shout out, JJ the Bunny. And so, you know, it's like, well, you know, Kennedy was president when I was born. I should be able to manage this, you know, with absolutely no problem. And it was amazing at how off I felt, how off it was. I mean, you know, I missed streaming so much. I missed connecting with you guys so much. And I know it was only 2 days. And, you know, it was just like, oh my God, you know, and, you know, I mean, yeah, there were games I could play offline, but I was going to try to go, okay, you know, I'm just going to take a walk, or I'm going to read a book. And it had been a long time since I just sat down and read a book, an actual real live, you know, not scrolling anything. Well, yeah, you get used to the constant connection. Exactly. Oh my gosh. You know, I was actually sitting there going, it's like, wow, I wonder what JJ's doing right now. Or, you know, what's Papa up to? And, you know, while I was still able to text and, you know, but it's like I couldn't go on Discord. I couldn't go on, you know, well, mostly with JJ, it's like, wow, I'll bet he's eating lunch uninterrupted right now. But, you know, that idea that, you know, well, it's only, you know, the young people who are so hooked on this. It's like, oh my God, it's us too. You know, boomers miss it too. And, you know, I mean, yeah, I could have, you know, I could use my phone as a hotspot, but it's like, do I really want to do that? And I knew that it was not strong enough for me to be able to stream with. And, you know, it is something that brings up that level of appreciation. It lets me know that, you know, this is something I really, really enjoy. This is something that I want to pursue, that I want to do, that I actually get excited at the idea of, you know, wow, you know, gonna be streaming in an hour. And I missed it so much. And being able to, you know, I mean, just go on Twitter and see, you know, what's going on and, you know, what my friends are posting and, you know, not being able to, you know, just sit in someone else's stream and say, hey, how you doing? What's up? You know, it is that connection that we have. Now, Warlord Reiko! Oh my gosh, hope you're having a good day. I am having an awesome day now that I am back after, you know, 2 days of not being able to use the internet, 2 days of, you know, exile from all the stuff that I really, you know, was thinking. It's like, oh, wow, you know, I mean, heck, you know, if I'm 1 day off or 2 days off, but as I try to do 2 things at once, yes, you know, it did affect me. It did kind of, you know, bring me down a little bit. And internet, well, hopefully fingers crossed. Now, when you live on a mountain, a lot of things can happen to muck with services. And I will say that the vast majority of the time, it's fine. I don't have any issues. But when stuff goes out up here, it goes out epically, and it's usually for multiple days. I remember after a particularly nasty storm where we got just over 100 inches of rain in just over a 24-hour period, I mean, everything went out. We lost power. Power was down for like 6 days. And it is just, to consider, it's like, okay, no power for 6 days. Now, fortunately, it wasn't like really cold. Doctor, give me the news. Oh my gosh, it's like, seriously, are you like old enough to know that song? Papa Merritt, my buddy, my pal, my one of my amazing tech support, one of my amazing moderators. Bam. Yes, I am so glad to be back. I'm so glad to be up and reconnected. And although, I did read a book. So, but, and it's good. Yes, my pastor used to sing it when I'd walk into the church. Huey Lewis, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. I think it was Huey Lewis back in the 80s. I think. Somebody can Google that. Bad case of loving you. No pills gonna cure. Oh, no, it wasn't. I think it was Robert Palmer, I think. Yeah, I think it was Robert Palmer. Somebody fact check that. Yeah, I think it was Robert Palmer, and I think it was on the same album as Addicted to Love. Glad to have you back streaming. Oh, I am so happy to be back. I am so happy to, to see you guys' name and to be here. Yep, Robert Palmer. You're right. Ding, ding, ding. Bonus for the old people. But it is, and first off, and I ended up spending like 4 hours on tech support calls yesterday because, it's like, you can sign up for text messages and, it's like, okay, it's back up. Well, I go to check and it's not up. Well, it would go back up and then it would go off like immediately. I'm bad at remembering stuff like that. Hey, JJ, you remember the important stuff. The fact that whether or not my just chatting is on. But, and it was like, now, I want to state flat out, it's because Megatron decided to F with my Wi-Fi. That's right. I was texting with Papa yesterday, and I mentioned that it was a Transformer that was out, so of course he made an Optimus Prime joke, and it's like, are you kidding? It's more like Megatron. So, absolutely no disrespect or bad energy towards the people who are actually handling the calls, because, oh my God, I can almost not think of a harder job than spending your entire day having people shoot the messenger when you're telling them and you're doing the best you can, and, they're the ones who get blasted. So, no, not to mention I now have a girlfriend. That's right. This just in, Papa Merritt has a girlfriend, and we couldn't be happier for them, and we wish them both the absolute best and every possible happiness. So, yes, awesome shout out for Papa Merritt's girlfriend. So, anyway, absolutely, I totally get it. And all of the tech support people I talked to were really amazing. They were very sweet, they were very kind, they were very polite. And, my level of frustration as it escalated, because the thing is, it's like, okay, first off, back in my day, a customer support line was actually manned initially by people. And you'd call and, maybe you'd have to, go through a couple of people, but it was answered by a person. That is not how it is now. And I ended up in some sort of bizarre Pan's labyrinth of a computer telling me that I wasn't giving it the right answers. And finally, now when recorded stuff started up, when you know, customer service calls started going recorded, the trick was that if you hit the number 9, like, you know, 8 or 9 times, it would automatically switch you over to a live operator. So, you know, but they don't do that anymore because it's all computerized. And if you don't give the right answer, you end up going down some bizarre path. I asked for customer support and it looped me into tech support where it was, and it would just give, it's like, there is an outage reported in your area. Would you like to be notified by text? And it's like, no, I want customer support. So it's like, okay, I can't use the word support. So it took me several times to figure out what words I was supposed to use to try to get to a live person. Well, then it reached the point where it said that I had to go through their automated system before I could speak to a tech support person or to a support person, customer service, whatever. So it's like, fine, and I'm getting more and more aggravated. So then I'm in chat, and it's like, I don't like chat. I like to just talk to people. I mean, you know, chat's not bad. Dragon! Be sure to raid Katie Pierce after the stream. She's having her 24-hour birthday stream. Thank you for letting me know, Dragon. Shout out to Dragon for being here. Dragon, if Papa, if you could pop a shout out for Dragon. And oh, thank you for letting me know. It's so good to see you, Dragon. I'm so happy you're here. And you know, we will do our raid today as a birthday special for Katie, because she is an absolute sweetheart. And but yeah, you know, it was like this bizarre loop of trying to deal with a computer and say, it's like, look, tech support. You know, I want to, yeah, been tough for me to hang around in this time slot now. Yep. You know, I had to figure out how to spell his name because I haven't seen them in a bit. Yep. Hey, Dragon is always awesome. Yeah, you know, it is. So now on Thursdays, because I have a meeting that I have to do for an extended project, I have a Zoom meeting. So on Thursdays, I will stream at 10. And I'm talking, or I'm, you know, like thinking about changing up some of the times and switching them up, because I know there's a lot to be said for consistency, and I know that if I change it up, it gives more people an opportunity for a convenient time frame for them. That's what autocomplete is for, Papa. Yep. So, but yeah, you know, it was like bizarre, because finally, when, you know, it's like I'm in the chat and they finally figured out, and oh my God, if one more person told me, well, unplug it and then wait 12 seconds and then plug it back in. It's like, I've done that. I've done it a lot. You know, dinosaurs roamed the earth when I was a child. I'm old, and even I know that. But every time it's like, well, we have to ask you to do that. And then, you know, and then they tried running signals and it didn't work. But then it was like, okay, we got to the point of scheduling an appointment, and I needed to check my work schedule. And so it's like, okay, I click over there and it disconnects the chat. So after an hour and a half on a chat with a service person, I had to start all over because you can't go back to the ones that were there. So, you know, I go to him and I say, you know, and then we go through the whole thing again because he's got to go through the whole thing separate. It's like, okay, fine. We reached the point of scheduling. And it's like, well, is this time good for you? I said, I don't know. I have to check my thing, and the last time it disconnected the chat, and I'm afraid to do this. No, it won't disconnect the chat. I'll be right here. You know, there must have been some sort of weird thing last time, but no, I'm right here. I won't go anywhere. Fine. I leave the tab to open up the tab for my schedule, and it disconnects the chat. And I was like, no. So go through the whole thing with another person. And I said, I want to talk to someone. I want a human being on this line. I don't want to text. And the person's like, well, you know, I'm sure we can figure it out. And they're typing it. And so I'm like drastically typing. It's like, look, I understand you're just doing your job. And honestly, you're very polite. And I have no complaints about you. But I don't like this. I'm an old person. I prefer to talk to somebody. I've been dealing with this for, at that point, 3 hours. And it was just like, you know, and finally they go, okay, that's weird. Shouldn't have disconnected. That's what they kept telling me. I would leave that tab, go to another tab, I'd go back to the original tab, and it was like at the entry screen again. And I could not figure, they're supposed to leave your number or something so they can call. I know! And I gave them my number. Nobody called me back. So finally, I talked to a human being. He was a very nice human being. And so I'm explaining everything, and he's talking to me, and, you know, it's like, oh, can you unplug it and plug it back in? And it's like, really, really, really? Okay, fine. I know you've got the script. So I do that, you know, and then we get to the point of scheduling again. And I said, look, I am really stuck here because if I leave this thing, you'll disappear. Oh, no, I won't. I said, I've heard that before. And so he goes, okay. He said, you know, why don't you put it on speaker and I'll keep talking and you know, that shouldn't interfere. So I put it on speaker and so I go to the other tab and he's still there. And he even took my phone number. He said, if we get disconnected, I will call you back. So he took my phone number. We verified my phone number. And I'm like, okay. So I go and I'm looking for that. I click back to open the call. And it's like the call counter is still going, but I can't hear anything. And I'm going, hello? Hello, are you there? Did you mute by accident? Hello, is there a problem with your headset? Hello? Because, you know, it's still saying it's connected. After about 3 minutes, it disconnects. At that point, Dr. Ayleen was not in her happy place. You were voice chatting from the web, not a cell call. Well, well, what I'd done was I left a call. They called me back, so it was on my cell phone. So I don't know what was going on. I think elves make my computer work. So I call back again. And, you know, I do the whole thing again through the chat. I tell them I don't want to talk to anybody on chat. You're very nice. You're very helpful. And I'm sick of this. I've been disconnected. The person swore to me he would call back. Swore he would call back if we got disconnected, and he didn't. And I was very upset. So finally, you know, I get to somebody, and, you know, and it's the little text thing. And the first person who I talked to said, oh, well, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a big discount on your internet service for your inconvenience. And I thought, well, that would be nice. Well, the next person said, well, he said that he was going to revise my plan so that I would be paying less for internet. And it was like, oh, well, that's cool. Okay. The next person said, well, we can't do that, but I can give you a discount on this month's bill. And I'm like, well, okay, that'll be great. The last person I talked to said, well, we can give you a $25 credit. And I said, this call has cost me more than $25 because I said, I could not do what I do on the internet. There are things both as a doctor. Good Lord, tell me about it. And see, you can never get back to somebody you already spoke to. So, you know, it's like after a while I said, you know what? Obviously, I was under the impression that, you know, your company cares about me. I said, not you. I said, it's not you. You have at least given me the impression that you care, but the company doesn't care. So, fine. Give me the $25. Totally insult me with it. And I will just remember in the future that if I'm going to have this service, which I will now rethink, that they don't care, that I don't matter. So, you know, it ended up being like 4 hours and 15 minutes that I was dealing with that. So, you know, for any company out there, if anybody who works for a company, you know, just like, you know, automation is not always better. Have a human being available. Have an opportunity for someone to say, you know what, I just need to speak to a human being. I promise I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be upset. You know, I will be courteous as long as they are courteous. But don't force us to go through this weird maze of you know, automated recorded stuff when we just need to talk to a human being. So, you know, customer service is obviously not their priority. Well, I mean, it's one of the biggest cable companies, Xfinity, Comcast. I will call them out, doggone it. Yeah, come after me. Go ahead, come after me. But, you know, they're a huge thing. Honestly, do I matter to them? No. Nurse! Yay! NurseStat777. Oh yeah, another big thing. Her stream is also charity to support mental health. Yay! Absolutely. Oh, my dear nurse. Hello, nurse. And hey all, hey you too, and I'm so happy to see you here. I'm so happy to, you know, to see anybody, honestly. After 2 days of not streaming, you know, it was like, oh my gosh, this is almost painful. So that's what I'm gonna start doing when she comes into chat. Nice. We give JD, my hat keeps looking weird. Anyway, Twitch chat and merch. Life is fun until it isn't, and it sucks until it doesn't. And oh my god, yesterday sucked. But, you know, it was a learning experience. And spending time just sitting and, you know, because, I mean, it doesn't happen often, like I said, for considering, you know, how far up I am and the fact that, you know, I live just at the edge of a town that's more of a village that doesn't even have a stoplight. We don't have a Starbucks. We don't have a fast food place. We are tiny. And you know, it is, you know, the fact that we get signal at all, I'm tremendously grateful for. And like I said, overall the service is great, but when it isn't, it is just brutal. So, you know, what do we do? What do we do when we're faced with a situation that we cannot change? And that's irritating us. Infamous J.O. Well, hello. Hi. Welcome. So glad you're here. Just talking about the fact that I had no internet for 2 days, and for someone as old as I am who remembers when there was no internet, I should have dealt with it a lot better than I did, but I was frankly getting kind of squirrely about it. So it is so good to be back, because I can see wonderful people like you coming in and saying hello and saying hi, and I hope everything's going well for you. I hope you're doing good. I hope the weather is nice. And for everybody, I wish you a wonderful good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whatever it is that you've got in that moment. You know, I still have to stimulate the dial-up sound when I connect to my email just for the nostalgia. Oh my gosh. I mean, back in the day when the height of, you know, communication technology was call waiting, you know, it's like, oh my God, I can actually click, and the person, I can see who's on the line. Beep. Yep. Remember the old beep, beep, beep sounds when you're trying to connect up? Oh, the nostalgia of it all. When getting online in less than 15 minutes was considered like lightning speed. And, you know, I did sit quietly You know, I mean, I'm used to having, like, you know, the TV on when I go to sleep. I'm used to sounds, but it got warm enough to where, you know, I could start opening my window. And I actually was, you know, it's like, okay, when am I going to fall asleep? And then I remembered that I could hear the river from, you know, from where I am. My cabin is close enough to a river that I could hear the river all night with the window open. And so I sat and I listened. Oh, quality Luna time. Actually, to tell you the truth, I think Luna got a little sick of me. So it's like, hey Luna, hey Luna, hey Luna, you know, trying to get her to play with something. And she's like, I am not your dancing monkey. I am not here to entertain you. In fact, I'm going outside. Well, see, because now that Luna has a boyfriend, you know, it is, you know, apparently I rate a lot lower on the list. Yes, and I mean, you know, I was sitting there with the door open, reading, and all of a sudden, a cat that is not mine walks into my house. And it looks up at me, and it's roaming around, and it was Luna's boyfriend, Limon. And it's like, excuse me? I mean, you know, you may be dating my cat, but, you know, you're just going to wander into my house. And I mean, just wandered in and started walking around and went into my kitchen. Can you be grandma then, since she has a boyfriend? Oh, no. Theirs is a, well, depending on Limon's, I don't know Limon's actual status, but Luna, oh, no. That is not even a memory for her. So yeah. But she seems to definitely enjoy his company. He seems to definitely enjoy hers. Although, you know, she came in and she looked at him like, and did I tell you that you could come into my house? And so he's looking at her like, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this, I mean, she's obviously the slightly more assertive personality. My guess is she's probably a bit older than he is. So I think that, you know, he just kind of has more of a, you know, young adult type of look to him. But they do enjoy spending time together. And so she's a cougar. Yes, I do believe that my cat is a cougar. And so you know, she enjoys it. But that meant it was like, no, she did not want to hang out with me. She wanted to stay outside with Limon. So it's like, come on, Luna, why don't you stay inside? We can read together. And she's like, no. You stay inside and you do your thing. Aren't you supposed to be talking to the box? So she, yeah. You know, it was interesting. It was sort of like, well, it wasn't completely like, because that was a whole new thing, having no power for 6 days. And while, you know, the you know, the temperature wasn't a problem. Fortunately, it was not like, you know, what they went through in Texas, where it was like tremendously cold. But it was warm enough to, you know, that being cold wasn't an issue. But it was just like absolutely nothing. I mean, you know, having to get rid of everything in the refrigerator. And fortunately, I have a gas stove, so, you know, I was able to cook and heat things. But it was still like, okay, it's way too quiet. And I didn't want to, you know, I had to like drive down to a friend's house just to recharge my phone. And that was like scary. So, you know, but it's like, yeah, no power really sucks. And after about, you know, 2 or 3 days, it starts to get old fast. And it was 6 days. Now, this was after the fire. And, you know, they let us back in, and supposedly they were going to have, like, you know, that we did have power. But the problem was that a lot of trees had been so damaged, so all of a sudden there were all these damaged trees that were just falling, and a couple of them fell and took out, like, you know, 2 power poles. And there was so much activity going on and so much stuff that had to be restored. You know, it's just like, well, sorry, you guys are going to have to wait. So, yeah, you know, 6 days. And when we got the notification that the power was back on, and it was like, oh my God, oh my God. You know, it is like you turn on the television, it's like, yeah, and I just reached the point where I was like, I watch too much television. I have too much, media going on. And I did read a lot of books. But, once it came back on, it was like, sucked back in. It's like, yes, I'm gaming again. Yes. So, yeah, it was an interesting time. It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times. Silver Architect! All right. Oh, my gosh. Please, everybody, say a great big old hello to my nameless family, Silver Architect. And, I am doing good, bro. I am doing so good. And I hope that you are doing well. I hope things are gentle for you right now. And I hope that you're having a good and wonderful day. And I hope that, your streams are going good. Looks like you were playing End Zone, A World Apart. Oh, yeah, I watched you play that once. So, what up, Silly Sylv? Yes, absolutely. Folks, just go through this chat, click on these names, and if you're watching after the stream is over, you can still, check out all of these streamers because they are amazing. They are wonderful. They're just there, so present, so engaging. So please, please, please give the whole bunch of them some love because they definitely deserve it. And streamers work hard. Sometimes, when people, it's like, well, they're just sitting and they're, like talking or they're just playing games. No, they're not. There's a lot to this. Even when I'm just chatting, there's a lot to it. And when I'm streaming a game, it's like, oh my God, I have to pay attention to so many things at once. But that's the fun part of it. Granted, I was very happy that I, will be able to stream tomorrow. Streaming is exhausting. People don't realize. I know. And especially for some of you folks who do those marathon streams, like, 3, 4, 5 hours. Because it's not just playing the game. It is, making sure everything is running right, checking your frame rate, making sure that the chat is, being taken care of, and, keeping track of all this other stuff. And it is, it really is important to realize that just the service that they did. Zeke did 24 hours. Oh, bless Zeke's heart. I did 12 hours once and had to take a really long nap afterwards. But it is, hello, little lady. How are you today? Oh, see, I missed my hello, little lady for 2 days. I have a 24-hour stream upcoming for my community, helping me reach 500. Absolutely. When is it? Please, self-promote. I have no problem with self-promotion here. A really long nap afterwards. I believe that's called sleeping. Yeah, well, not when it starts at past my normal sleeping time. Yeah, it was a really... It went further than sleep. It went from sleep to the time I would normally be napping. So, not sure when because of me, but it will happen. Absolutely. Silver can go like 48 hours without sleep. That's like a regular day for him. Oh, man. It is... Folks who do that marathon stuff, that is just wild. And, the thing is, though, is that when people are able to engage with somebody and they're watching somebody stream like that, it's not just about sitting and watching somebody play a game. As JD has always so wisely put it, you don't watch a stream for the game, you watch a stream for the streamer. And, that is true. You have people who stream, you could have 10 people stream the game, the exact same game, and no two are streaming it the same. And it's that heart that someone puts into it. It's that engagement that someone puts into it. It's that being an eye of the storm for somebody going through a really hard time and through a really hard day. And they can come onto your stream And for a little while, they feel better. For a little while, it's okay that whatever's burdening them doesn't burden them quite so much. So, I mean, streamers are the ones that are, just, in my mind, helping to hold this world together. Because it gives people a community at a time when, we disconnected from community for so long. So being able to say, I pulled a 36-hour stream with a friend. We played multiple games, and by the end of it, I thought I would be tired, but was wide awake. Finally crashed on hour 52. When you reach that point that you're so tired, you're not tired anymore. And it's like, well, okay. I mean, I have been up for multiple hours and actually multiple days. My record was something like 4 days that I was up, but it had to do with a ceremony, and there was a lot of stuff, and spending 4 days on a mountain, in meditation by myself. But it is neat. And it is important. And part of the reason why it bothered me so much not to stream was that I felt it's like, whatever it is that anybody gets from watching this stream, even if it's being told by, an old boomer lady on a mountain, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for all that you do that nobody notices. I'm proud of you for all the hard work you do that may not get acknowledged. I'm proud of you for getting up and facing the world when you've got stuff that are weighing, on your body, your mind, or even on your heart, that you still get out there. And especially to streamers, I'm proud of you for streaming and helping others feel good maybe when you're not feeling so great. I wanted to make sure that people know that people get to hear that, and for not being able to give that to someone for a couple of days was really probably one of the hardest parts. I mean, yes, there's a lot I get out of the connection and the streaming and the gaming. When I first played 7 Days to Die, not a stream, just playing, I went 5 days straight gaming. When I finally went to bed, I only slept for 9 hours feeling refreshed. See, I'm telling you, gaming is the secret. Gaming is what helps in a lot of cases. And the best part is there's tons and tons and tons of different types of games that people can play. It's not all first-person shooters, and it's not all survival stuff, and it's not all horror. Everybody can look at what it is that they find fun and be able to watch a game about it. I mean, they've got games about everything. Life decisions. And I remember that I was playing Farm or Stardew Valley with Jay, and I was on his farm, which it's so amazing. I need to get back onto that. But it was, I mean, we ended up playing that game together for 8 hours, and it felt like that. I mean, I had no idea that many hours had gone by. I haven't really played a lot of games lately. I've mostly gone on the phone with my best friend and my girlfriend. Yes, yes, yes. Papa Merritt, for those of you who missed it earlier, Papa Merritt has a girlfriend now. Yay. We're happy. And, but yeah, being able to, do what we do and to be there for people in the way that we're there for them and to let them be there for us. I mean, streaming doesn't get better than that. That's my absolute favorite part about it. That, and I learned how to, slowly play games by watching other people play them. And it is that connection that oddly enough, being able to connect through technology has actually, I think, increased our humanity. It has increased our capacity to connect. It has increased our capacity to interact with people who may be very different from us. And yet we have the common thread of enjoying a good game or having a good talk or, going through those life milestones, whether it's managing to get back online or getting a girlfriend. Relationship best wishes. If it goes south, leave a message. I'll be on vacation. Yep. It is You know, all those little milestones. And see, and that's why it's like in my chat, and you know, it's like, first off, I don't mind self-promotion. I think it's okay because I like the idea of people sharing things. And you know, as long as it's you know, PG-13. And the idea that you know, if something has happened in your life that you're very proud of, that you're excited about, that you really, you know, you want somebody to say, oh my gosh, that is so awesome, Pog. I hope I used that right. Anyway, Pog. And, you know, whatever it is that you want to share that you feel really good about, you know, I let us celebrate it with you. Whatever you're proud of, you know, just, you know, again, PG-13. I had somebody, I did an internet radio show, and somebody said, it's like, you know, I was talking about being proud, and somebody brought up something they were proud of that was like, okay, that's sort of a personal me time type of thing. That is, you know, that is you, and nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's not something we post. My first ever long stream was done by accident. I was just playing and chatting to people in the chat. 14 hours had passed, and it only felt like 6 hours. I know. Tyler says to tell you hi. Mwah! Hello, Tyler. How are you? Is there still popcorn being popped in the JD and nurse household? You know, can we smell the popcorn from Kentucky? So, you know, I hope everything is going real well, and I would guess every day. That's right. You know, it is, well, and for a lot of the younger folks, I'm guessing that soon it's going to be summer vacation. Yay! Now, I remember just, you know, that last day of school. I mean, granted, we were in school, the 21st. Woohoo! I brought a pillow and blanket today for after SAR, and I grabbed it out of my backpack and crashed on my desk. Okay. I get out on the 27th. Yep, yay, now I can stop telling them to get their schoolwork done. Yeah, and then you can start telling them to get their chores done, because that's what it was in my house. It was the tradition, you know, the like last week before summer vacation, my mother, and I mean, we had one of those big old style refrigerators. My mother would put up a thing on the refrigerator, and it had each of our names, and it had the chores that we were assigned, and there would be rotations. It's like, okay, you know, there were the personal chores, which was cleaning your room, doing your laundry, because at a young age we were told to do our own laundry. We each were responsible for one meal a week that each one of us, I mean, and we had to create the menu for it. We had to go with my mom to do the shopping for it. I mean, you know, she would pay for it, but, you know, we had to figure it out. It had to be economical, and we had to cook the entire meal. And back in those days, there were these things, there were these card files that you could order. And I think it it wasn't Better Homes and Gardens. And it wasn't Betty Crocker, but there were these file folders, and each had a card, and the card had a recipe, and it had like a little colored sticker that told how complicated the recipe was. So we had these card files, and for those younger, ask your parents or grandparents about the card file that had the recipes in it. And it would be like orange or green. Anyway, we had to pick one card a week, and we had to do that. But see, the whole rest of it, Jerry Bowberry TV! Yes! Doc looking fire! Pog! Digging the vibes! Absolutely! No, Papa Bear and Fawn, they fight too much. Okay. It was, you know, yeah, very neat. Just started streaming the past week. There's a lot more to it than I thought, but it's fun. Just got a new setup, trying to get it up and going. Okay, let's see. Thanks to people like Doc here and Reed, make it that much more fun. You know what? we got you. We got you. We're gonna fire up. Okay, folks, definitely, absolutely. Warlord Reiku, let's go over and get that stream fired up. Let's, go over, give a follow, get those notifications. Also, definitely, Jerry, Bo, Berry. See, and I'm sorry, every time I hear this, like Jerry, Bo, Berry, Banana, Fana, Fo, Fairy, P5. It's like, okay, the name game, flashback, I'm old, deal with it. So, anyway, and, yes, and Papa Merritt has already given a follow. Definitely follow up, because this is, this is absolutely awesome. And yeah, Jerry, I was without internet for 2 days, and it was just like, here I am, and it's like, okay, I'm fine. Okay, I'm matured. I grew up without the internet. Of course I can amuse myself. And by the end of the first day, I'm like, oh, I'm dying. So, it is, yes, even boomers get hooked on connection. And it is, it is, Warlord Reiku, that's going to be, you are joining an amazing platform, because, the thing is that when we have an opportunity to make the world a little bit gentler for anybody, that's what it's all about. That's the best part. That is the absolute best part. And, be proud of yourself for what you're doing. And that's for every single streamer. You need to be really proud, because you are the change that we want to see in the world. And I don't care if people get feisty and, maybe drop a few F-bombs or whatever, or, play aggressively. It's still helping somebody to step away from the problems that they're having and have a laugh at someone getting tremendously frustrated at the idea that their parachute did not open correctly while they were, jumping in Call of Duty. Which, is like really actually kind of funny when you see somebody drop like a meteorite straight onto the planet. It's like, oh, it's not opening. And that level of frustration. And, yeah, that is kind of funny. But the idea that someone can laugh about that when maybe they don't have anything else to laugh about right then. And I can't type one-handed. Well, that's okay. You don't have to. It's a match set. Yes, another shameless product plug. Because this is my favorite saying, and one, because I made it. I Googled it. Nobody else has this. But it is true that life is fun until it isn't, and it sucks until it doesn't. I want some merch. What's the actually, today's warm beverage, I am so glad you asked, is Rooibos, which is, it was a tea that a friend of mine, because I was, they saw me drinking like onion tea and stuff. It's like, well, if you like teas, then you should try this. This is a South African tea. And actually, it is very tasty. And the company is called Numi. So, Rooibos, I looked it up, it's very healthy, and it tastes really good, and it's a tea that actually, yuck, warm beverage. Yes, JD, the bunny, aka, you see, you thought I wasn't going to do it today. You thought I was going to do it today, JJ. AKA Funny Bunny, AKA Punny Bunny, AKA Hugs Bunny, AKA The Jackalope. And let's see, AKA Tepid Bunny, because he likes things tepid. Sounds good. Gonna go get some tea now. Be right back. Nia! Yes! AKA the one with too many AKAs. Is that the caffeinated tea? No, this is decaf. And Nia, how are you, my friend? Hi! And as you can see, I have returned. Yes, Nia and I were chatting on Discord, and I was venting a little bit about my lack of internet. And it is just so nice. I cannot put into words how nice it is to be back. Now, on the upside, apparently whatever they did that, you know, took out the internet and then fixed it, I am having no frame drops, knocking on wood. Tepid, quite the opposite. I like my liquids cold. I haven't been able to stream since Monday because of my internet. Oh, I mean, and that is, hello, my favorite Crispy Bunny. Okay, I'm not going to throw in Crispy Bunny as one of the AKAs. Yes. Oh, I mean, it is amazing until it's not working. Even your soup broth, Bunny? Yes. You know, JJ is a man of particular talents and tastes. Although, yeah, was today Panda Express or sub? Inquiring minds like to know. See, because, you know, we always have to figure out, because this is, you know, JJ, he moderates during his lunch, which, much love. You know, it is, you know, it's always a matter of what did JJ have for lunch? Or what is he having for lunch? So, you know, much love. But yes, I do love my warm beverages. Today was, a chicken wrap from the convenience store because I had a doctor's appointment this morning. Hope it went well. Chicken wraps are amazing. Much love to that. And yeah, you know, I'm getting very into lettuce wraps, actually. Lettuce wraps, I had no idea you could wrap almost anything in lettuce, and that is cool. So, and it's much healthier for me. I've been working on becoming healthier, and I mean, you know, because a part of it is weight loss. For me, I prefer to think of it as weight normalization, because it's not just about me losing weight, it's about me normalizing what my weight should be. And it is, I'm feeling a lot better than I was. And I am almost at 35 pounds lost, which is very cool. I am sleeping better. I'm not getting, you know, certain symptoms that, you know, were indicative of a system under stress. For a normal life, eat more. Eat more bunnies. No. Oh no, I just got a visual headache. We do not eat the bunnies. Well, we do not eat that particular bunny because he is our funny bunny. What would we do without him? Although I have had rabbit, and it is quite tasty. I don't know, why is it that, you know, there's always that, oh, well, it tastes like chicken. You know, it's like, no, it doesn't. Somebody, you know, I've had gator, and, you know, and I do feel it's a certain, you know, poetic justice. It's like, you know, I don't feel bad eating gator because if this, you know, positions were switched, it would eat me. But it's like, oh, well, it tastes like chicken. No, it doesn't. I will tell you, if you've never eaten gator and anybody ever tells you it tastes like chicken, no, it does not. So, you know, it is, wow, we've got on to chicken and gator and all of that stuff. Oh God, I missed this. And I missed you. Help me, I'm dealing with morons. Oh yes, your class. You know what tastes like chicken? Chicken! Yes! Chicken! And Papa Merritt is redeeming another giveaway! Awesome! Let me write it down. 1 plus 1 spin. Okay. And, oh, you're giving that, you're donating it to JD? Oh, what's the giveaway this month? Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Well, I guess you would like to know because you asked. That will be announced on June 1st. The giveaway will be July 1st. Aww. Yeah, thank you, Papa. I mean, folks, you can go over and, you know, I'm sure that once school is out and, you know, and he's a little bit more free, Papa Merritt will be streaming more. Please, please, please go and give his channel some love and give him a follow. You know, that is just so sweet. And, you know, and that is just like, you know, there's so many really sweet people who come on to the streams. Old Dusty Mind, welcome. It's so nice to see you here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. I hope everything's going well with you. I hope you're having a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on where you are. And welcome, welcome, welcome. So what we will get this time, a full gaming PC. No, but well, maybe one piece at a time. I did, the first one was a monitor. The second one was a gaming keyboard. And I'm Nia Middick. Nia, what are you doing? I'm going to have to split, have a few things to do before I do my thing. So we'll catch you next time, sis. Mwah. Take care. You take care too, my friend. And definitely we'll be, you know, stopping by your stream later on. Let us know when that big stream is happening. Please, 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 so we can promote it for you. Take care. Absolutely. And to be honest, I don't know. I just start to live on Twitch. Oh, you know, it is, you know, it is such a fascinating place to be, is on Twitch. This is such, you know, it was only after spending 2 days off of it that I realized how much I love it, how much it means to me to interact with you guys, to be here, to be able to be here for you, and at the same time, you know, have you be here for me. And I know that there were times, you know, because I started streaming in October, and, you know, there were times I was going through stuff, and I brought it here, and I received such support and such love. And that's what I want to give back. That's what I want to share. That's what, you know, to give people a place where they can take a breath. And on Saturdays where they can watch me, you know, do goofy things on video games. So remember, tomorrow, Survival Saturday, I will be streaming probably, I think I'm going to do Don't Starve, but I'm going to do a different character in a game I haven't played in a while. So, you know, that's, I don't know, I'm kind of falling into a Don't Starve thing, but it's cool. And it's wonderful to, you know, see people giving me advice, because, oh, I will take all the advice I can get. Good thing you're almost over. Kind of hard to read right now. Oh, why? But, you know, it is, you know, it's cool. And for those of you who maybe this was your first time here, maybe this was your first time visiting, the visual headache thing. Oh, so you were, oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. I thought that it was that you were like making a haha and making a funny, but oh, visual headache. Dude, you take care of yourself. You, I mean, those things, that's rough. You know, you take care of yourself and do what you need to do. And I hope you feel better soon. And so, you know, like I was saying, if this is your first time here, first, welcome. If you're hanging out in the Loving Lurkers Lounge, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I hope that, you know, you maybe heard something that gave you a reason to chuckle and, you know, a reason to kind of have a little laugh. So, you know, I wish everyone the absolute best. And you know, and what we're going to do is we are going to, for her birthday stream, we're going to be rating Katie Pierce, because she's an absolute sweetheart, and we want to wish her a happy birthday. And, you know, so if you can come along, great. But if not, and I love your energy, you are amazing. Oh, thank you. Right back at you, sweetheart. If you have a headache, definitely don't come to the raid. That girl is basically just falsetto. Yep. So I hope that you have an amazing day. I hope that you have an amazing life. I hope that everything is gentle, and I hope that you always, always, always remember that you are the only you in all of the universe. You're the only you that has ever been, and the only you that will ever be. And what that does is it makes you special, it makes you sacred, and most of all, it makes you necessary. Because as the only you in all of the universe wouldn't be the same or complete without you. So, That wouldn't bother me. It's a visual thing, like trying to see through a kaleidoscope. Oh yeah, I used to work with somebody who had like the ocular migraines, and it was just, yeah. And he could always tell that when there was something that would happen when it first started, and he knew that he had 30 minutes to get somewhere where he didn't have to drive or whatever. He knew he had that much time, because after that point it would be like, so, you know, for those of you who, you know, have never dealt with an ocular migraine, it's not really pain as much as it is all of a sudden, you know, your entire visual field goes down, or it fades out, or it has that kaleidoscope effect. So, you know, and the reason they call it an ocular migraine is because of the fact that it has, it's based in a neurological type of thing that happens. It's not about tension. It's not about anything like that. It's just this sort of synapses start firing weird, and then all of a sudden it will affect the ocular nerve and all this other stuff. But anyway, I said your quote with you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So anyway, let us set up a raid for Cujo! Oh my gosh, Cujo comes in just as we're doing a raid for Katie Pierce for her birthday. And I hope that, and hey, you know, folks, before you leave, click that name real quick, get onto Cujo's stream. He does just such amazing things. There's artwork, there's games, there's fun, there's laughs. So, you know, if you really want to, you know, just have a good time, go and check out Cujo. You know, and PEIRCE. Yes, I think that. See, and I always want to do IE, so it feels weird. Anyway, so if you can come along on the raid, awesome. If you're going to get on with your day, absolute best one to you. I will be holding good thoughts. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back with you. And most of all, and as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you. And we'll see you tomorrow for Survival Saturday Gaming. Bye.